All right, let's talk about some of the gas men, the guys with the afterburners on the outside that get the glory moments and score massive tries when it really matters, the left wing. Obviously, I'll be doing the right wing on the next video. I've had to split the wingers somehow into, two categories. So I've gone with players in this list who mainly, not always, but mainly, predominantly wear the number 11 jersey. And there are some awesome names on this list. Your thoughts in the comments down below, please. I'm going to chuck my opinion in on this. The criteria are current form, so recent matches, and the last time I did this list was just after the Rugby World Cup. I take into account historic form, so a player's whole body of work, and yeah, a bit of opinion comes into it. And tell me yours in the comments. Give the video a thumbs up, and if I haven't already, I'd love it if I would earn your subscriptions. So at number 10, Caleb Clarke is back into the top 10 list. Now, I was about to say he's back in favour with the All Blacks. He's never been out of favour, really. He's just for a while now been on the fringe. He played one game at the Rugby World Cup, and that was a game against Namibia. And he played in the game against Fiji, but wasn't involved against England. But I tell you what, he's knocking on the door. He really is. A brilliant Super Rugby season. I think I'm right in saying he got a hat-trick in the final for the Blues in winning it. He definitely got one try in the semi-final, and he got two in the quarter-final. He's been prolific this season, and yeah, it remains to be seen whether he's in the All Black side for the big Rugby Championship matches, but he's doing everything he can to try and get himself back in the mix. He's at number 10. Monty Ioane, a first appearance in the top 10 for Monty Ioane of Italy, plays his club rugby at Lyon, 29 years of age, and he has had a brilliant year. It was a horror show for Italy at the Rugby World Cup, and yet Ioane was actually quite good in a bad Italian team there. But a brilliant Six Nations for Italy, and Monty Ioane was huge in some of those matches. He's getting big tries against good opposition. He's not just a flat track bully scoring his tries against the also-rans. 15 starts for Italy in the last 12 months, 11 tries. And when you consider how bad they were at the World Cup, that's a really good record by anyone's standards. He's had a fantastic year. Monty Ioane at 9. Louis Biel-Biarré at 8. One of the bright young stars in international rugby. He's had a brilliant start to his international career. This last year, 26 starts, 17 tries for club and country, and playing for Bordeaux. I think he got, was it 4 tries at the Rugby World Cup as well? He's a very, very talented young player. Great turn of speed, great rugby brain, and for a little guy, can put his head in the spokes as well. And we go from one of the youngest on the list, 21 years of age, to the old stager Makazole Mapimpi. And I tell you what, every time you think Makazole Mapimpi is just getting ready to trot off into the sunset with his World Cup medals and put his feet up in retirement, you watch him play and you think, not by a long stretch. The way that he played in that game against Portugal a few weeks ago, he had the hunger there, didn't he? Every bit as much as he ever has done. And he is, much like Caleb Clarke actually for New Zealand, for South Africa, Makazole Mapimpi is on the fringes, but a really valuable asset to have. And his record at international level is phenomenal. 42 starts and 30 tries. He has just got it. Whatever that it is that these wingers have, Mapimpi has got it. There we go. Another over 30s winger now who's still got some lead in the pencil, Marika Korobete. You would imagine Joe Schmidt is going to pick him for the Rugby Championship match in Brisbane against South Africa this weekend. As I record this, the team has not been announced. And that will be his first game, if he is picked, since the Rugby World Cup, where he played every single minute in a dismal World Cup for Australia. And it would have been a real shame if that is how his international career had ended. But he's back. 59 caps to his name for the Wallabies, 20 tries to his name, and powerful, quick. I mean, must be a nightmare to tackle. And looking forward to seeing him back out on the international pitch. He's at number 6. Duhan van der Merwe is down a spot, but has had another good year. He's at 5. He's scored. Was it 6 tries in 5 matches? Oh no, sorry. 5 tries in 5 matches in the Six Nations. Yeah, he got a hat-trick against England, didn't he? And then he got a couple against Wales. And that kind of sums it up, really. He scored 3 tries in that game against England, and he was just unplayable. He scored a couple of tries against Wales, where he was outstanding. And then other performances goes a bit quiet. And that is Duhan van der Merwe to a T. He can do things and have performances that no other winger in World Rugby can have. but he can have days where he's just a bit quiet, or the opposition managed to shut him down. And that's probably the reason why Duan van der Merwe is top 5 and not top 1, because he is on his best day. He is, I've already used the word, he's unplayable. Fantastic athlete, huge specimen, 13 appearances this year and 11 tries for Scotland. Number 4, Mateo Carreras, 24 years of age, so he's got a big future ahead of him, and he is absolutely dynamite, so explosive. His acceleration over 5 metres is as quick as anyone's in World Rugby. His step is outrageous, and he has played every single minute for Argentina in the last year, except for, I think it was except for about the last 10 minutes of the game against Uruguay. Other than that, he's played every minute of every match for Argentina, and he is a massive part of their present and a massive part of their future as well. I've got so much time for this guy. They are both pipped, Duan van der Merwe and Mateo Carreras, by James Lowe, who's moving up to the 3 spot and is proving his worth for Italy, for Leinster as well. He looks set to, if he carries on, to be included in that British and Irish Lions tour to Australia next year, which would be a big moment for him. 4 tries in the Six Nations. He was injured just after the Rugby World Cup, so it took a while to come back, but had a big season for Leinster when he did return, with 10 tries in 9 appearances, including in some important knockout Champions Cup games. His left howitzer of a boot is massively important tactically for every team that he plays in, and he's just a really good bloke as well. And you want someone with an acrobatic finish in the corner, James Lowe's your man. Number 2, Mark Talea, the slipperiest customer in World Rugby. And do you know what? I was really surprised to see that Mark Talea has only had 11 caps for the All Blacks. I would have thought he'd had more than that. He's 27 now, but that just goes to show the competition that there is for the wing spots in New Zealand. Mark Talea, for my money, well, the best of them. Well, the best of them. Maybe not the best of them if Will Jordan is playing on the wing. Up there if Will Jordan is playing on the wing. I don't know if Will Jordan's going to be fullback. Anyway, he's a brilliant left winger. We can definitely say that about Mark Talea. And he is only bested on this list by Cheslin Colby. Actual size there of Cheslin Colby. That's actual life-size Cheslin right there. There we go. I'll blow him up a bit. But that just goes to show he's number 1 on this list. He's the best in his position in the world, in my humble opinion. If you have a different opinion, let me know. If you agree, let me know. And he does it whilst being... I could fit him in my pocket. And he punches so far above his weight. I have never, ever seen this guy run over the top of in a tackle. He must be one of the bravest men in World Rugby, because he shares the field with some absolute brutes and he goes toe-to-toe with them every time. And for all of the incredible bits of attacking skill, the bravery, the defensive energy that Cheslin Colby brings is part of what makes him such a special player. And no better was that demonstrated than in that World Cup quarter-final last year against France, where he charged down a conversion, just went the extra mile to make the difference. And bearing in mind it was a 1-point win, that 2-point conversion averted did make the difference. Cheslin Colby, rightly, in my opinion, number 1. Tell me what you think. That's the top 10 right there. If you're looking at that and thinking, what about this player? What about that player? Yeah, well, firstly, there are some good young players coming through that will be appearing on this list, no doubt, in the times ahead. There are equally, the player that you're thinking of might well be on the right wing position, which is the next one I'm going to do. And so that you don't miss any of them, hit subscribe on the channel. See you on the next one.